Okay, next part. Sorry. I just know that they get wonky about loading to YouTube if they're too long. Although that makes me wonder how I got the LipDub loaded because that was too long. So, I don't know. Okay, on to problem 6. The common base was 3. And so what do I have here? This one's just 3 to the x. And then remember that, okay, well first I'm going to leave it here for a second, but 27, that was like your third favorite number, is 3 cubed. Then remember that the root is a fractional power. So this is really 3 to the x equals 3 to the 3 over 2 power. Roots are on the bottom. The square root is a 2, right? And so again, my common bases, I just look at the top and I see that x equals 3/2. Okay, my common base for 7 is 2. So again, that's going to be the cube root. That's 2 to the 5th. Okay, and so then this is 2 to the 5 over 3 power. Again, that cube root, the root goes on the bottom, the power stays on the top, equals 2 to the x. But because the bases are the same, 5/3 just equals x, and I don't even need to do any solving. Okay, 8, my common base was 5. The left side is just 5 to the 3x like it looks like. The right side, this is really 5 to the -2 inside. Why is that? Because remember, the negative turns it into the fraction, and then the squared makes it the 5 become 25. And then it's x minus 1. So my power on the left side is just the 3x. My power on the right side, I do have to multiply those. So that's going to be a -2x plus 2. And then to solve, I'm going to add 2x on both sides. I will have 5x equals 2. And then when I divide, x is going to equal 2/5. If you used your calculator, it might be 0.4, but okay. And I could go plug all these back in and check them. I didn't show you that work. When I was doing it myself, I actually did check to make sure. And okay, shoot, what else do I have here? Number 9. Sorry, sometimes things distract me at home too, like my dog snoring on the other side of the room. We're having a banner day here. My common base is 5, so I get 5 to the x squared minus 10 power. And then 125, like we said before, is 5 cubed to the x power. So x squared minus 10 will equal 3x. Okay, it's a squared problem. When we have quadratics, we don't like to have my squareds and my x's on the opposite side. So I'm going to get everything on the same side. X squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. You could use quadratic formula on this. I'm going to guess that you don't want to. Because you can say I need 2 numbers that multiply to give me 10, add to give me -3, and that's going to be a -5 and a +2. So I go x minus 5, x plus 2 equals 0. And so then when I solve, if x minus 5 is 0, then x will be 5. If x minus 2 is 0, I'm sorry, if x plus 2 is 0, then x will be -2. Okay. And then last one. Okay, I have a 4, a 2, and a 16. My common base between all of those is going to be a 2. So this is 2 squared to the x. That 2 just stays to its own power. And this is 2 to the 4th squared. And so I have a little more work to do with this one before I go on. So that's 2 to the 2x times 2 to the x squared equals 2 to the 8th. What's the shortcut when you're multiplying two things together and they have exponents? Yep, you're going to add them. I can write this as 2x plus x squared, but I'm going to put it as x squared plus 2x because that's more standard form. And then this exponent equals that exponent, which is an 8. Again, since I have a quadratic, I want everything on the same side. X squared plus 2x minus 8 is 0. If I do my little x, I need numbers that multiply to give me -8, add to give me 2. So that's going to be a 4 and a -2. So I get x plus 4, x minus 2, which means that x is -4 or x is 2. Okay. Okay. So that gives you examples. And you're going to have a practice worksheet to do with these, to do some on your own. And as always, if you're stuck, shoot me a message on Remind. If we need to set up another Zoom, we can set up more Zooms. I will have office hour Zooms Thursday and Friday like normal. And then, but I can always jump on and set up another Zoom. I just keep the meeting set open, and so I can plug in that code and whatever anytime. I just have to have it set for you. Okay? Again, the most important thing, though, to do first on any of these is find the common base. Okay. Happy Cinco de Mayo.